start. There you go. Jean, are you okay to make a start now?
If you're happy making a start, I will make a start.
Off you
and
go
stop
then.
me at any stage, and I don't mind. Okay.
Yep.
Now, can I just start? Right. And are you changing the screen or am I?
To be honest, I don't know. Shall we try to
Right.
change the first one and see what happens?
If you like to try and decide what is in the basket, write it down. Now, this shows you all different supermarkets that various items came from. Just flip over next if you like, or will I flip over? Oh, there we are. Right. Now, Supermarket Philately in part one, the promotion said it was of philatelic interest, and the company that did it was not a philatelic company. The first one was Cadbury, that gave you a booklet. Nescafe gave you a postal order. Heinz gave you a presentation pack. And if you bought Woman's Realm, you could get a free post note. Now, that was part one. Part two was the post office decided this was a good idea, and it arranged on the stamp booklets that you could get a postcard from some of the booklets. You could get the Royal Mail birthday box from others, cassette from others, and National Gallery cards on some of the other booklets. And the special offers were included in details within the booklet. Now, this time, we're dealing with chocolates, cake, photography, and Benji Bear. We start off with chocolates, and in the booklet that you bought on the 14th of February 1995, or around that time, you got an offer for 4 chocolates. And here is the card that was given out, and it deals with the chocolates, you see, and all about the booklet. Now, the way you get special stamps without printing, I've got the card without printing. Pure chance, I picked up 1 or 2 cards, and this was unprinted at the bottom. So being a good philatelist, I thought I might as well include it in my display. Now, this is the various booklets with the various cards you can get if you go send off for the chocolates. And there's 4 cards, all different. And you can also get a leaflet from the post office, get it cancelled if you buy your stamps there, and you can choose which card you want to give away when you send off for the chocolates. And this is just quite a nice thing. The leaflets are quite good. And there's the 4 cards that let you see whether you want to say congratulations. Or is this working all right, or any comments back?
Sorry about all this.
It's working fine, Jean.
It's fine, thank you very much. Right. Now this says One with Love, and that's the box of chocolates, and showing the various chocolates. Now we go on from there to the next one. And this is the cat series. You can have four stamps were issued showing cats. And if you noticed, you probably didn't, but at the beginning of the display, I am wearing a t-shirt showing this cat on it. And that shows you the mugs. If you took part in the competition, you could get one of the mugs. And this is a presentation pack that you could get, which I only bought recently, with first day cover in it, the 4 cards in it, and all you needed to know about the cards, and the mint stamps as well. I think this is one of my favorite sets, even when we had it right at the very beginning, and it still is one of my favorite sets. Now from there, we go on to Benji Bear and Harry the Hedgehog. Now again, it was a booklet. It just so happened, purely by chance, that I have always been a booklet collector. And as such, it was no effort to collect these, because I collected them as a booklet collector would. And when you got the booklet in, you wanted to know what they were offering. This shows the press preview booklet, and there you have the booklet with the details, and it tells you all how to send off. And as you may not have heard earlier, if you get the booklet which says 4 stamps and put it in an envelope on a piece of paper with your name and address, if you have the stamps there, you do it much easier than picking up the booklet and going to find the stamps. And here is Benji Bear and Harry the Hedgehog, which arrived safely after I sent off for the offer. And there you cards, there were 4 cards, the gift cards if you were sending it to someone else. And that's the 4 specialities. Now, the next one is Walt Disney World. We were discussing this earlier, and you get booklets and a scratch card. And the scratch card gives a special winner. If it win, you could win a holiday to Disneyland. And there were 100,000 other prizes based on baseball caps and various other things from Disney. We did discuss this earlier. So if you're collecting Disney, this is what you should have. Now, the Edinburgh Evening News publicised this, and you can see they publicised it very well about Mickey and your possibility of winning a holiday to Disney World. And there you have the booklet and the outside front cover and the booklet with all the details inside. Now, you also got, this is the card you got, and the card was a scratch card. And for all we know, that card on the left-hand side may say, congratulations, you've won a holiday to Disney. No one will ever know. But the other card, which I also had, said, sorry, you're not a winner. And here at Royal Mail, the Marketing Weekly said, the game board says such competitions are illegal if they don't make it clear that consumers can enter without making a purchase. In the same article, it says, I've no doubt it's an illegal lottery, but there's not much mischief in what it's doing, says the secretary of the gaming board. So the gaming board supported it, although it was condemned, but they got away with it and no one seemed to mind. And I don't think, as they say, there was any mischief in it on the scratch card. Now they continued with scratch cards. Here you have more scratch cards for the Olympic triathlon promotion, for archery, hurdles, and shot put. And here's the booklets. And here you see mint examples of the booklet. And then you can scratch them off. And once you scratch them off, then you can see that I always consider a used booklet when you have scratched them. And here, when you scratch, you also get a little number. Now, I think this little number you get is if you do scratch it and you think you have won, the number must be such that when you phone up or tell them about it, whatever number they give must tell you won. And here's the booklets. That's the 4 booklets with 2 scratched off and 2 mint and 2 used. Now the next one is the miniature cake offer. What I omitted to say was when we had the chocolate offer, I so happened to give a display at Wimbledon, and the members of Wimbledon got the benefit because Royal Mail very kindly gave me extra boxes of chocolates to take along to the display. Now, when this miniature cake offer came on, I was going up to Edinburgh and I gave a stamp display in Edinburgh, and they were also very kind. This tells you all the details. There were 4 cakes, and here we have the booklet. As I say, being a booklet collector, this was quite a nice booklet to collect. And here you get pictures of the 4 cakes. One says thank you, one says just for you, and the other says best wishes. And you can see the other one above says with love. Now, this was it's send a cake offer. This is because they were slow at replying, and I think I sent off for several at my time, because having got one, I thought, right, I must see. Now, it so happens there you say it's a fruit cake, and it's Wellsprings Confectionery, founded in 1991, and they specialized in miniature cakes, or cakes that you could send off. Now, having said I was going up to Edinburgh, Royal Mail were very kind, and they arranged for me to have 40 cakes, 10 each cake. And you've seen 3 of them. This is the one that said with love. Now, when I took them up to Edinburgh, I had them out, I did the display, and I let the members help themselves to a cake. And all the men were fighting each other because they all wanted the one that said with love to take home to their wives. So I think that was quite a success. And it also gave me the benefit of knowing who had made the cakes and all the details about them. And there you see all the cakes. I actually still have the cakes. If I do an actual display, and I think I have shown them at some stage, the cakes are now 30 years old, but being fruit cake, they should be all right, as long as they're not cut open. Now from there was a classic car promotion. We see the first day cover from Sunday Times. And there you see you can win a classic car.
Great.
Now, idea pack, and they produced their own presentation pack to advertise their new car, the Galaxy C Tech. And there you see the presentation pack. I take it everything's all right so far.
It's fine, Jean. It's okay.
Fine, just checking. Right, we'll go on from there to greeting stamp. And here we have greeting stamp booklets and various offers. This is an offer for flowers, and the Flowers Express provided the flowers for this. And again, this might have got me a bunch of flowers, but considering it's been kept mint, again, I will never know. And there you see the actual booklet. And it's really rather nice. This is one of my favorites. And there you see it out with all the gift. Glenn Tansel, who I knew very well, and he lived not far from here. His second house was not far from here in Tetbury. But I think these are, I've always liked this set, and I've always liked the labels that went with it. I think they were lovely. Now the next is a holiday voucher scheme. And here you could get first class travel, and you got various vouchers you sent off, and it depended how much you were going to spend your holiday, which voucher you got. Next one is another Chocolate Express, and this you could send off. Again, there's various offers. And this was on the special greetings booklet. And there you see it. Again, the design's the same as the previous design, but they used this and put different front covers and quite a lot of them. Now, the next promotion was a holiday at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And again, at this time, once they get an idea, they stick to it. And this is a scratch card offer. And here you scratched off. And at the top, we have one scratched off, a used booklet. And at the bottom, that again might have a holiday. But again, I will never, ever know. And baseball caps, T-shirts, key rings, and rucksacks were again given away. So if anyone has any of them, I would like to know, and I would like a photograph if any of them had won any of these. Camcorder. It's a special competition for a camcorder. And then we have another one for create a card. And you send in your photograph, and you get a card to hold your photograph. And here we are. Now this is the booklet, with the offer. And there's 4 booklets, as you saw. Here's the 4 booklets. One's a child message to grandma in Australia. It's just giving you ideas of where you might want to send your letters. Ephemera from a trip to Paris, opening Christmas presents, now floral arrangements. That's the designs in the front of the booklets. And Crawford sent off, and he sent off a photograph of the Waverley. And this is created a postcard, and that's the pack of 3 you get back. I've still got this sealed, so this must have been another offer, and that's one that we actually got. And this is one I had for Christmas greetings. Unfortunately, the cat didn't come out very well, but my garden chairs came out extremely well. And this is Lancelot. And this is another winner cordless phone. That's before all phones were cordless, or nearly all cordless. And this is just a special offer, $19.99. Now, aisle 2 is being restocked, but I think we'll go to aisle 3 and you'll see something a little bit different. Now, the next one is where Royal Mail decide that it would produce things specially for different companies. It produced items of philatelic interest, and you'll see the different companies. And here we have a run through W.H. Smith, twice, Reader's Digest, and it also did books for that. As I said, you get the puss in this actually, and you get the boots in part 4. Now, Royal Mail produced items of philatelic interest. All of a sudden, I remember suddenly finding that there was these strange strips of stamps, and they were Satenant, and they came from Reader's Digest. And they all of a sudden, anyone getting Reader's Digest had them. We knew nothing about them. No one knew anything about them. They suddenly appeared. And Reader's Digest had done a research project and found that if people got more than 1 stamp, if they had 4 stamps, they were more liable to reply with the 4 stamps than if just they had 1 stamp being sent to them. So they started, and they started with the first issue, and this is for what, 11p halfpenny was the postal rate in 1981. This is quite good because you can always keep up with the postal rate when you see when the coil was. The 1981 was the 11p halfpenny postal rate, and that's the codes for the offers. B is for a book offer, GR is record offer, CB condensed book offer, and a magazine offer. And inside the promotional material, you always got a leaflet, a letter, reply envelope, outer envelope, and order envelope. That's why it was always so bulky. Now here we have, this is the first one. Again, that shows you the coil ends, but because it was Reader's Digest and it was only used internally, there was no need for any other labels to say what it was. So they were just blank. And here we have, again, we have it in card. I like to get the card with an offer that shows where it is sort of sent out. And it gives you the coding and the magazine offer. And it gives codes all over the place. And that's just a couple of envelopes that were returned to Reader's Digest using the strips. Now the 1981, the second issue. And here again, we have no coding in the coils, excuse me, and we just have blank strips of paper at each end. Again, we have different cards. This is one of the cards used with the strip of 3. What is it? 3 fourpenny and a halfpenny. So the postal rate had gone up to 12p halfpenny, or what used to be a shilling and a halfpenny. Right. There's a strip of 2 strips together. And again, the card. And at that time, they also sent out, there was a shilling sent out instead of a strip of stamps, and with a view to paying for the postage to return it. Christmas bonanza, and you have different cards, one for Christmas, and you got the dates of the different cards and when they came out. Now, 1988, there was two strips. One is number 9 from the coil. The coils were always done in rows of 10 rows, all done together, and then sliced apart. And there's the number 9 and number 10 for the rows. This time they were coded RDA, and it consisted of 700 strips of 4 stamps. And there you can see the value of the coil. It's £98. Now, I put the coil here simply because I didn't like the Queen's head upside down all the time. And I also wanted to show you what it said on the label. And the RD label, 700 sets, 15 pence. So it's the same label in twice. It's just so that you can read it a bit easier. Unfortunately, someone had got muddled and put the wrong price in that, and they had to score it out and put it in manuscript. And there's a card with the strip of 4. Go on to this one. Again, 3 fourpennies and a halfpenny, the coil leaders. Again, I've used it twice. It's just to let you see it. And here we go. Some more of these coils and where you get them. And even the envelope's coded. It's amazing everything's coded so that it sort of all fits together. The price goes up. It's 2 5pennies and 2 4pennies. It's gone up to 18 pence at that stage. Here we have the cards which send you the, and then it went up again to 19 pence, and it's 3 5s and a 4penny. And there you can see it there. There's the cards. And lastly, it's 25 pence. Unfortunately, I have never seen, and I've never had a chance of buying one of the cards offering an offer with just the 25 pence stamp on it. And I'd be interested to know if anyone had one or seen one. Now, these are odd Reader's Digest offers that I had from time to time. One was I managed to get 5p coin with a penny stamp, and that was for a book, I think. And the next one, I would rather like this, the Reader's Digest, a gold stamp. I thought it was quite nice having a gold stamp from the Reader's Digest. And the last one, I think, is a pearl. Now, I know this isn't supermarket, but I think Reader's Digest is such a large organization. I put this in with a little bit of philatelic license. And there you are. Now, Marshall Ward, I don't know, there was a lot of companies sort of involved in different ways and were able to get hold of the coils. Marshall Ward was one of the companies, part of the British Mail Order Corporation, and it used the coils and sent out offers with the coils. And this is one of the envelopes that came back, which I don't know, I think I found this on eBay or something. It's just one of these things I jumped on. And the Automobile Association Drive publication, they also used the coils. I don't know how the companies were all related, but they were all sort of related in some sort of way. And this is an earlier one for Drive publication, before they used the coils with a threepenny stamp on it. Here we come more. Again, Drive publication. And there was an envelope sent to them, or returned to them rather. Now the next one, 1994 W.H. Smith, is a special kite offer. And again, it was on a booklet. And normally when you opened your booklet, it said better luck next time. But by October 1994, after the promotion stopped, you could buy the U1 at the Bureau. So I thought I'd better buy, to complete my booklet collection, one that said you won and one that said better luck next time. Now, it just so happened the booklet actually advertising the kites also was Send a Little Happiness all year and promoting the greeting stamp booklets. That was just a bonus they put in. And there's one of the offers for the kite. Get your paws on one of these today. And I had a friend who actually, when he heard I was looking for this, said he had one up in the loft. So thank you, Graham, for my kite. I've always appreciated actually having the actual kite. Now, again, W.H. Smith, they had special booklets. This is when special booklets were offered for various companies. You could only buy the booklets said W.H. Smith's in W.H. Smith or the Philatelic Bureau. It was available from the Philatelic Bureau, and it gave you an offer for 50 pence off an item. And I think I bought envelopes. Now, you could buy with Sainsbury's, they had a special competition. And if you wondered what actually was in the trolley, here is the trolley. It's full of stamp booklets. And I don't know how many people thought that the trolley might be full of stamp booklets. This is the answer to the quiz at the start. What is in the trolley? Stamp booklets. Don't know how I'm going to find out how many booklets on the trolley, whether to get on to Sainsbury's and find out if they have a record, or whether Royal Mail would have a record, or whether it be the archives. But sometime I'll need to try and find out how many booklets were in the trolley. We're coming near the end now. After the success, there was another W.H. Smith offer of AA and OA literature guides. And it just puts it in this, just shows you the booklet. And this is one of my favorites, my strawberry. And this was sent out to promote home delivery with a PPI on it. And I felt I could include this. And I know if Brian Soule's looking at this, he always loved the strawberry. And that says greeting shop. So various grease cards you could get from Asda, £1 off Asda, and that's the sort of Asda booklets. And that was the Asda promotion. So thank you very much for looking. That's now closed and we're restocking. And I'm very sorry to say that that is the end. Goodbye and thank you for looking. And we'll keep going. Please book for part 4. Now you're already booked for part 4. So I look forward to seeing you on the 4th of April, 2025.
Thank you very much, Jean. That was wonderful.
And if you're ready, I will stop sharing.